Going to go ahead and call to order. Good morning, everybody. I'm calling this meeting to order at 8:31. My name is Keith Opstead. I'm the chair of the City of San Diego Commission for Arts and Culture Public Art Committee. We're going to do a quick roll call to confirm committee member attendance. When I call your name, please say present. Commissioner Fritz Friedman.
Present.
Francisco Eme. Dr. Melinda Guillen. Wayne Holton.
Present.
Commissioner Abe Hughes.
Present.
Commissioner Alessandro Moctezuma. Dr. Anjun Park. Commissioner Imani Robinson.
Present.
Dr. Denise Rogers. Thank you. Your attendance has been noted. We're going to go ahead and move on to the non-agenda public comment. The public was invited to submit public comment on agenda and non-agenda items via a web form accessible through the agenda and the Commission's website. Members of the public may also join the meeting in person and as a webinar attendees. If members of the public have submitted comments in writing via the web form, staff will read aloud public comments submitted per city public comment protocol. I will call on Chuck to read aloud any non-agenda public comment or to call on any attendees who would like to provide comments.
Thank you, Commissioner Opstead. No non-agenda public comment was received in writing. Currently no attendees in person. I'll ask those attendees, those virtual attendees, if they would like to provide non-agenda public comment, please press the hand raise button. We'll call on you by your name listed and you'll have 3 minutes. Please press the hand raise button now if you'd like to provide non-agenda public comment. Seeing none.
Thank you, Chuck. For the record, I'd like to note that Commissioner Alessandro Moctezuma has joined us. Thank you. Good to see you. Good morning once again, everyone. As there were no action items from our last meeting, I have no updates from May's meeting of the full commission. I will take the opportunity to announce that the Public Art Committee meeting will be dark in July, and I will reiterate this at the end of the meeting. I hope that everyone had the opportunity to review the minutes from the May 10th, 2024 meeting. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve the minutes as they are? Thank you. Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you very much. We have a first from Commissioner Friedman and a second from Commissioner Robinson. Now we will take a vote. I'll call your name and you will respond out loud with yay, nay, or abstain. Remember that you do not need to have been present at the May meeting to vote or discuss. Commissioner Friedman.
Yay.
Wayne Holton.
Yay.
Commissioner Hughes.
Yay.
Commissioner Moctezuma.
Yay.
Dr. Park.
Yay.
Commissioner Robinson.
Yay.
And Dr. Rogers. Thank you. And my vote is a yay. Chuck, please read any public comment for this item that was submitted in writing and call on any attendees that you would like to provide comment for this item.
Thank you, Commissioner Opstead. No comment was provided in writing. I'll ask those attendees, virtual attendees, if you'd like to provide comment on this item, please press the hand raise button now. Seeing none.
Okay. Thank you, Chuck. Very excited for this. We have our presentation of the preliminary artwork, the idea for the San Carlos Branch Library Public Art Project by Recite. I would like to call on Laura to provide an overview of the project and process and introduce the Recite to provide the presentation.
Thank you, Commissioner Opstead. So I will start by looking at this slide that we have up that describes the artwork development process. So we are in the early stages for this project. The artist is at the stage where they have created a preliminary artwork idea, which is the third kind of rung on this stairway that you see on the screen. And so today, you all are going to provide feedback to the artists for their preliminary artwork idea, and then they will take that feedback, consider it, and incorporate it when they're designing the next phase of the artwork iteration, which is the schematic artwork proposal. So the artists are Recite, just to remind you. So Recite is a collaborative a collaborative group made of Shane Alberton and Norman Lee. They explore notions of community, identity, and narrative in the context of public space. They create dynamic, multi-layered works that exist somewhere between art, architecture, and landscape. And they draw on a site's cultural landscape to generate strong narrative concepts that resonate with local meanings, but also transform and transcend the familiar. So the slide on the screen now is where the library is located. So the library, there's currently a San Carlos library, and then it's going to be redesigned. And so that's what the artwork is for. So it is located just 2 miles from Mission Trails Regional Park, and it's located on a quiet corner of an older neighborhood near the San Carlos Golf Course and Lake Murray. Next slide. So with that, I'm going to let Shane, who is here virtually, present the preliminary idea to you all. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, Laura. I'm here. I'm for some reason unable to start my video, but I'm glad you've got that
And
up.
Shane, if you can share your screen, I think that.
1 second. I'm just trying to get the audio.
Okay.
Let's see.
Laura, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Shane, can you try test speaking again?
Hello, can you hear me?
I don't know why the audio is not coming through.
Can you hear me? Oh.
Do you think it's on her end?
No, because I can see the microphone moving. Speaker.
Can you hear me now?
We might have to have her. Is it possible for her to call you?
I don't have her number. I've shared mine. Here, I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Oh no.
Why am I not able to get this audio? Oh, hang on. Shane, could you try again?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Great.
Yay, thank you. Okay, excellent. So these, can you see my screen as well?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. Hi, everybody. I'm really excited to be here. I appreciate being a part of this process. It's been incredible for us, and we're really jazzed about our concept and excited to show you what we've been working on. That was a great introduction, Laura. I appreciate that. You're saving me a little time here. So I'm just going to summarize really quickly that, as she mentioned, we interact with the community and dive into research and explore the space. And when we came to speak to the public that was there, we got a lot of incredible feedback, and it really sent us in a very specific direction. We understood that this city is a big draw to a lot of people because it is outside of San Diego and it is largely a nature mecca. It is, quoting someone, a wild west of major biodiversity, kind of raw nature, and people come here and they're drawn here from all walks of life. So we really kind of honed in on that, and we also understood that Coles Mountain is kind of the centerpiece, the gem of the city. And so we went to visit it ourselves, and we were able to explore that, and that was very, very inspiring. So we started thinking about not just the cultural diversity, but the biodiversity, the flora, the fauna, everything that is kind of very different species all coexisting together and living peacefully in this place. Here's a floor plan. We're focusing on this entrance wall. Just so you know, this is where the entire mural is really meant to be. Diving into the research a little bit further, we found this incredible resource, iNaturalist, which pretty much surveys the entire area. And as you can see, just from this one page out of several, it's very colorful, it's very diverse, flowers, vegetation, animals of all types, all are coexisting here. And so this is an image from Mission Trails Regional Park during the wildflower season, and everything's blooming, and everything is thriving together. So part of the exploration of representing diversity through a artistic and somewhat poetic conduit, we looked at all the different species that were here. And we thought that it would be incredible if we could tie that into the purpose of the library, being a sort of hub or sort of mecca for the city and the surrounding region. People from different walks of life come here, and the library is meant to be a connector, a resource, a place of education, a place of study, and all the people coming are very diverse. They have different perspectives about the same things. And so if you look at literally how all these different animal species see the world, see the same flower, for instance, up here, there's a chart that shows you what humans see. If humans see this yellow flower, this is what a butterfly sees. The color spectrum for each animal is quite different. The cones and rods in their eyes and can perceive different spectrums of color. And so that was, for us, we felt a very poetic way to express this type of diversity of all of these different species coexisting and living together. So these are some really incredible images that kind of show you what a human sees, what a bird sees, totally different color fields, what a human sees down here in the grass, and what a snake sees. So it's very colorful. And so thinking about how to express this in what kind of form this should take. We also thought about the discussion of the trail, of the Mission Trails, of the park, and how important this is to the community. And so after looking at aerial maps of this, we kind of discovered that the topography of the space lends itself to interesting divisions that are very identifiable to pretty much anyone who lives here and lives and plays in this area. So using these divisions of elevation, we use them to demarcate the different color regions, which are actually flowers or vegetation from the area represented as elevations of Coles Mountain. So this is a reference to a terrain heat map, which is a pretty standard. It goes from cool colors at the lowest elevation to greens, and it gets warmer and warmer towards the top. So you can see the reference here, but using the different colors of vegetation, I think we can kind of mimic this idea. And so using this entire wall, where you see the demarcation lines between the colors, we imagine that would be essentially the wall. So each one of these pieces, it's kind of like a big puzzle in a way. Each one of these pieces is its own frame and its own individual piece that is mounted, and that is the wall kind of coming through. So it's not completely covering the wall. It's a little bit, feels a little integrated. So we have created multiple lenticular projects in the past, and they're incredible. They're kind of a low-tech, high-tech, interactive kind of experience. So where you see the color field that is, let's say these gold flowers here, that's what a human would see. And then as you walk past the lenticular, at a certain vantage point, it will start to shift to another color. So shift to another spectrum of a different species. And so these things are kind of living together and coexisting together. I have a video that I'd like to show really quick. This is a piece on the wall, and here's the ground right here. Someone's walking by. This is a lenticular piece, and I want to show you how smoothly the color transitions from left to right. So this would be the experience. The colors they're kind of a soft transition. We can program that however we want. They can flip from one color to the next, and they flow back and forth into each other. So you can kind of see how they're all working together and coexisting together. Here is just a quick rendering in the space. As I mentioned, these seams here would really be the wall peeking through. And so we imagine these are probably these unique shapes that are frames that are drilled into the wall, and the lenticular panels are then adhered to those once that framework is installed. We did talk about a lot of different feedback in the last meeting, and we've made some modifications. We talked about potentially having pieces around the space, and at this point we feel like we cannot promise that until we have hard numbers back. I think that could be an interesting programming tool, but what we would like to include, and we feel like this would be possible within the budget, is maybe around this corner or in another place that's better, is to have some kind of interpretive panel that talks about the biodiversity of San Carlos and references this mural. And maybe there's some kind of key or some kind of visual key that shows the different species and their color perceptions and what they see. So we see that as, a really fantastic programming tool that could be used in conjunction with this mural. And I think that is the last slide. To wrap that up.
Thank you, Shane. So we will open it up to comments and questions.
I like it.
Yeah, it's very beautiful, the wall. I don't understand the lenticular piece a little bit. I mean, the De La Torre brothers do lenticular, so we know that. So I'm trying to understand where exactly that effect is. Is it right on the wall or?
So you have a lenticular piece in your collection? Is that
Right.
Okay.
In the elevator at the library.
So when you're standing near it and you're walking around it, as your vantage point changes, is it changing color or changing image?
Okay, so I get it. So just, I guess, maybe describe the surface of the wall then would be the actual lenticular then. It's.
Okay, I understand what you're saying now. Okay, so I think that, I'm gonna share my screen again. Here, can you see this?
No.
Okay.
And by the way, I'm sure it's very, very cool, but I just wanted to understand it a little better, right?
Sure. So all of these unique
There you
profiles,
go.
can you see that are happening?
Yeah, now we can. Mhm.
Okay, got it. And so if you can imagine, these are all cut in, they're all like, maybe they're wood frames to kind of match what's materials that are happening in the space. And perhaps they're about an inch deep, right? And they have these profiles. I wish you could see my camera. These are prints that are essentially very durable, hardy acrylic panels. So it's like a UV protected graphic print that is behind UV acrylic. And that is a hard substrate, which would be then attached to these frames on the wall. So there would be a little bit of depth between each of these, just kind of revealing the wall a bit. And this lenticular, oops, actually, here's one that we did at the University of Illinois. It's 100 feet long. And I think my video is playing a little slow. But if you look on the left side, you can see how it's changing. This is just somebody walking by with their iPhone, I think. So it's slowly kind of changing into another graphic. See that?
What's the size of each panel?
In this project, I think the panel was probably 4 by 7 feet. They can be various sizes. And
For
this,
San Carlos, what do you envision?
I think we would get the biggest panel we could and cut it in the profile, and then it would seam next to another panel. And because these are so, and these are they're composed of all this vegetation overlapping, it would be like, this is a rough, but it would be it's visually kind of busy. So the seams would be, I don't think you would even discern them. So one panel would probably come down and there may be a seam here, and then another one and a seam here.
So each one of the outlined, just for clarification, each one of those outlined sections are different panels, basically, no?
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct. So this whole yellow one would be one big panel right here.
I have a question about the lighting. Does lighting impact that in any way? I mean, do you have to have overhead lighting? Because I noticed in the image of the room that it's going to be in, part of it is like it's natural light coming in.
Mhm.
And then you have I'm just curious to know if that impacts the what you're trying to do with the lenticulars.
It does not. It is certainly not dependent on lighting at all. I mean, if you really kind of dig into it, it's a lot like those, those Cracker Jack things you used to.
No, I know.
It flips pretty quickly no matter what. I wish I could share my screen because I have a few here and I'm in a dark space, and it's definitely still effective.
What
Okay,
happens
thank you.
with the lenticular, Fritz, is that it's a play. Your eyes
No,
are
I know
playing,
the
right?
lenticular, how it
And it
works,
plays
yeah.
basically because, one side of your brain, it goes to one side of your brain and the other one goes to the other side, and it gives you this effect.
Oh, okay.
And it's
Thanks.
very interesting.
But basically, I think with a lenticular, you don't want any light shining directly on it, right? Like because of that probably will impede you seeing I'm thinking that I'm just.
Oh, I don't think it would interfere. It certainly wouldn't interfere with the effect. But like any reflective surface, it might have a glare at one point, like if the sun was shining. But that would just be, materiality. But it wouldn't change. It wouldn't halt the effect that's actually happening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that the background and the conceptual aspect of this is very good,
Yeah.
thinking about the biodiversity, thinking about nature, thinking about the different animals, fields of color. It's very cool what you've come up with, and a nice explanation, in the didactic piece of this would be great.
Yeah. Thank you.
I was going to say the same thing, that I really enjoyed the animal vision,
Me
seeing
too,
color and the concept, the color, everything. And is the acrylic that's used, it's not as glossy as I think what some people are concerned about the lights, more of a matte or a satin finish. Is that correct?
That'd be correct. It's not like a high gloss surface. It's almost, it's kind of very corrugated. a lot like these ribs up here, but very, very small. So it's not like a shiny material at all,
Thank
other
you.
than being acrylic.
Any other questions, comments?
A comment. I just want to say I really appreciate the research and understanding that you're not really sure if you're able to do more, but it would really, and I think it would really enhance the artwork with a little bit of that background explanation. I mean, I've never seen, looking through the eyes of an animal was just amazing. And it's a beautiful piece, but the energy that you put into the research and coming up with the concept is just as important as the finished product. So I'm really hoping somehow, some way you can, be able to enhance it with just that background information, because very impressive. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I'll just say, I'm one of the partners at the architecture firm that's doing the building. And my partner, David Pfeiffer, I know has met with you or with the group, and he's very excited about the piece coming and how it's going to add to the building. So nice work so far.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
I'll just add one thing. So we recently were talking to library staff, and like many of the libraries across the city, they are planning some type of idea or makerspace there. And so across the city, different makerspaces have different themes. So they're really exploring a nature theme here. So it lends itself to an interplay potentially with the artwork. So that's a very exciting possibility.
Oh, neat. That's great. And I do want to clarify about this idea of an interpretive panel. This is something we want this to be a compatible piece. So this is something we do plan on creating with more research and more information. But the idea of other lenticular pieces being scattered around the space was the thing that we're just it's on the table, but we're just kind of waiting for numbers on that. But I do want to be clear, we are including the interpretive panel idea.
Anyone else? Really excited. I can just imagine walking by and then like seeing the ship and then taking a step back and then kind of moving forward. So I'm really excited about this. For the record, I wanted to note that Dr. Guillen has joined us. Thank you very much for being here. So thank you very much for your presentation, Shane. Are there any additional comments or questions? This is your chance to go ahead and help shape this space. I think we've got everyone. Okay, cool. Thank you again for your comments and questions, and thanks you again, Shane, for your presentation. Laura, can you provide an overview for the next steps of the project?
Absolutely,
Yes.
thank you.
Happy to. So after this, the artists are going to hit the ground running, taking all the feedback and incorporating it to develop their schematic artwork proposal. And so after that is created, then we have another community engagement event, the Artist Open House, which will happen in a few months since we're dark in July. So just, stay looking at your emails and, I'll send you a MailChimp. But yeah, so thanks everyone for your feedback. And yeah, we look forward to the next iteration.
Thank you, Laura. Chuck, would you please read any public comment for this item that was submitted in writing and call on any attendees that would like to provide comment for this item?
Thank you, Commissioner Opstead. No comments submitted in writing. I'll ask those members of the attendance here in person, if you'd like to provide public comment, please provide a speaker slip and you'll have 3 minutes. And finally, looks like we no longer have any virtual attendees, so seeing none.
Excellent, thank you. I'd now like to call on Christine to provide the staff reports.
Okay.
Well, first of all, good morning, everyone. So just 2 updates for you all today. One is at 5 o'clock today is the deadline for artists to apply for the Public Art Public Sphere. So just a reminder, that's a 3-day intensive for San Diego County and Tijuana artists who are interested in potentially translating their work from studio practice into a public practice. It is a lot of fun. There'll be 3 days where they're really deep diving into everything from a public art 101 to contracting, to finding opportunities, to really thinking about humanity-centered design and place-based work and how that relates. So please, last push, if you know any particular artist you think would be a good fit for this type of intensive, please encourage them to apply by 5 o'clock today. And then in addition, I know many of you are keen on potentially auditing or stopping by and checking it out. So we'll work with you and get you that information. Our first one will be happening July 27th. So we'll share more information with all of you. So if you're interested in auditing or just coming by to say hi and listening in. So we'll, again, the first one will be in the end of July, and then we'll have 2 in August. They're all on Saturdays. So stay tuned for a little bit more information coming up on that. And don't feel obligated, but again, it's open to you all if you're interested. So that's our one update. And then our next update is really an invite. So as you all know, John Mirialis, our Exposure Photo Fellow, has been busy at work working on his new Colossus project. So this is a project, is a citywide project, really celebrating San Diego immigrant communities. And he's, I think, got almost like over, I was counting, I think it's almost over 70 different portraits across the city. So really exciting project. He's been doing his installations, and we'll be doing a little celebration, a Meet the Artist event with him on next Friday, so June 21st, 2 to 3 p.m. in the lobby here in the City Administration Building. So if you're in the neighborhood, please feel free to stop by. We'll have a few remarks. John will be there and a few refreshments, and the lobby installation will be up as well. So you'll be able to see that. So stay tuned, and we hope you can join us. And that concludes my updates.
I'll also add that you may have noticed the
Oh.
Vien Dong installation, which is currently in the cafe storefront in the breezeway downstairs. So if you didn't notice it on your way in, take a look on your way out. That's one component of what will be installed here at the City Administration Building by this time next week.
So yes, I was gonna like have that under the radar so you could come back. So it's a sneak peek. So it's a sneak peek downstairs now for you.
I have a question about the experience that's due today at 5 o'clock. Is it for visual art, or could it be dance or
You know, artwork is
poetry?
broad in terms of how we
Right.
define it. So it could be an artist that works in spoken word or poetry and is interested in translating their work into a public practice.
Oh,
So there's lots of opportunity there.
thank you.
Application online or?
Yes, there is an application on the city's website online, so we can certainly share that link one more time. We've been having, you can also find it in social media, there's links and things, but yes, it is on the city's website under public art and artist opportunities.
Easy for people to do by 5 o'clock today?
I should hope so. I should hope so.
So the email that you sent out has the link on it, correct? I could just.
Yeah,
send it
yes,
on-
correct. Yep. There is a button on the bottom of that email that takes you right to the opportunities page, and there's the links to the RFQ document, and the application form. So everything is, submitted digitally.
Quick question, do you have to be a US citizen to apply?
No, this is open for Tijuana artists as well.
Okay.
Oh, no. We would never do fees. Yeah, no, our application processes are always free. The whole workshop is free. They get 3 days of public arts staff at their disposal and lots of speakers and food and hopefully lots of learnings. And one of the artists will be selected for a temporary project.
Where is the 3-day intensive going to be? What's the location?
It'll be in 3 different libraries. We'll provide that information to you once we send you the invite in case you're interested in auditing. But there'll be 3 different libraries across the city.
Excellent. I attended the one at USD several years ago, and it was eye-opening, fun to audit, really interactive. There were some wonderful working professionals there, and people are just, it's a really good way of getting your foot in the door and understanding the process. So it's just not this big looming big, organization and tedious task. So excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the idea is being able to uplift and really support artists in being able to go into a field where they could potentially skyrocket into local, regional, and national, international opportunities.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your report. Are there any additional committee member reports?
What's going on with us? I have an exciting report related to public art. We just had a mural completed by one of our alumni, Andrew Alkinson. We had a two-story white wall right in the art building, very visible. And I kept looking at it for the last 4 years and saying, like, why do we have a white wall in the art building? So we finally were able to commission, and Andrew was a graduate of our program, and he's known for his beautiful orchids. So he's done a mural with orchids, and we envisioned that mural to stay for, maybe 3 years, and then maybe invite another artist, alumni, and have it as a changing thing.
Nice.
And then we're gonna put out, our administration is finally, really supportive of like murals on campus. So we're gonna put out an RFQ in the summer for a mural, college, this fall, so.
Thank you. Anyone else? For those of you that will be attending the fair, just swing by the student showcase. There'll be about 109 pieces of my students. And what I love about that is we talk about supporting our local artists. My kids sold over $5,000 worth of work. And so that's only about 10 kids. And so a great story was that one of the kids, and I shared it with the staff, is that, on the back it said, interest to buy, which is really, really cool. And they didn't realize it until National Portfolio Day in January. And so they said, oh, Mr. Officer, what do? I said, well, still contact the person. Worst thing is no thank you. Best thing was this. And they said, how do I price it? And so we priced it at about $400. And the person responded, I'm still interested, but this is absolutely worth more, and gave them $2,000 for a charcoal drawing. And this was a senior, and they're like, is this legit? Is this legit? And so they went down to UCSD where the person worked and held $2,000. This is the most amount of money I've ever held in my life. And they were going to be at Pratt in New York. And so I will be going towards them. So kind of a neat little celebration.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, where's the fair?
Oh, Del Mar.
Oh, the fair.
Yeah. For us old timers, the Del Mar Fair.
Fair, like it was like this cute little fair thing.
No.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Please.
Oh.
I just want to share. You can take one and sit down. The San Diego Black Arts and Culture District is sponsoring a free music festival on June 29th at the Martin Luther King Jr. Park. And so everyone is welcome. And there are several performers from 11 to 8 p.m. So you can bring your picnic basket and your blanket and enjoy it. There should be enough.
Thank you very much. Everyone get one? Perfect. Chuck, would you finally please read aloud any public comment for any additional reports submitted in writing, and call on any attendees that would like to provide comment for this item?
Thank you, Commissioner Opstead. No comments submitted in writing. No virtual attendees. I'll ask members of the public in attendance. Seeing none.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, committee members. A reminder that once again, we will be dark in July. I look forward to seeing you again in August. Want to go ahead and reiterate, because Christine took verbatim what I was going to say, is just a reminder about next Friday, and it is at 2 to 3 o'clock. And so to go ahead and kick that off, and then we'll be sending out the other locations and hoping that everyone can attend at least one in your district or more. So thank you very much. It is 9:10. I officially call this meeting to adjourn. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Great postcard. Yeah.